you. Thank you very much. Is this all right? Yeah. I'll tell you what, I learned two things in the pandemic. I hate COVID, but I like the wardrobe. Pajama pants, the only damn good thing that came out of COVID, for crying out loud. My name is Rex Havens, and I was born on the wrong side of town. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not apologizing for that. Hell, half of us were born on the wrong side of town. By applause if you were born on the wrong side of town. Let me hear from you. Come on. There you go. Yeah. It's all right. Things are a little cruder there. A little rough, right? On the wrong side of town. Things are a little crude, maybe a little vulgar. And when I got into comedy, they explained to me that maybe some of my material was just a little too crude and vulgar for the prim and proper people from the good side of town. And some important people pulled me over, and they said, now, you know, if you could do a clean show, there's more places you could work, more people that would hire you, and you'll make a better living. You know, I had a family, I want to make a good living, so I took the stuff from the poor side of town there, stuck it over here. I did what they said. I developed a clean show, and they were right. I worked all the time, I stayed busy, I saw the whole world, just had a wonderful, wonderful time. Clean comedy paid for food on the table and sent my kids to college. I owe the world to clean comedy. Having said that, I think I owe it to you to warn you that that shit ends tonight. Because I'm from the wrong side of town. And over there, how the fuck are you, asshole, is just how we said, you know, good morning. We learned things over there. We learned how to not talk right. We learned about fucking A. Fucking A. Never understood what it meant. We know what it means. It means an emphatic yes. It means amen, brother. But fucking A, where did that come from? How did that ever catch on to mean that? Because it makes no logical sense. I mean, the only place it could make sense, let's be honest, would be as a guess on the adult version of Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, Pat, I like a fucking A, please. I like a goddamn G and a motherfucking B. Pat, I like to solve the problem. The puzzle is it eat a bag of dicks. Okay, big money. And then Pat comes over, hey, congratulations, $5,000 there for eat a bag of dicks. Good for you, good for you. We learn how to put the words the fuck into any sentence we may happen to be saying. I don't know where this came from. I do know where it came from, actually. Years ago, people would say, what in the world is going on here? And that made a little sense. What in all the big wide world is going on here? But that wasn't strong enough. Eventually, it had to be something stronger. Hell was a stronger word at the time, and people started saying, what the hell is going on here? And that made a little sense. What in all the wide open spaces of hell is going on? This must be something really bad that's going on. What the hell is going on here? And then there was only one word that was really stronger than that, and people started saying, what the fuck is going on here? Even though what the fuck means no sense whatsoever. It's not connected to the words around it. It's like we have this American habit where we start a sentence and then we stop, we take a time out, we say, the fuck, and then we finish the sentence. And we do it all the time. How the fuck are you? Where the fuck you been? What the fuck is going on? How the fuck should I know? I'm just glad it's a recent thing. This could have screwed up some of the great quotations down through history. Like JFK, ask not what your country can do for you, but what the fuck can you do for your country? Neil Armstrong, one small step for man, one giant the fuck leap for mankind. Bugs Bunny, yeah, what the fuck's up, Doc? You know. Walter Cronkite's famous sign-off, and that's the way the fuck it is this Tuesday. Who the fuck let the dogs out? Who the fuck? Who the fuck? Stuff we don't understand, all kinds of stuff we don't understand. I am from Dallas, and it's an honor to be here with y'all. Out on the highway, I can't figure anything out. When I was young, you could remember the names of all the cars, but now there's so many you can't even keep them all straight. I like to try, but I don't think I'll ever make it. Some cars don't even have a name you can keep track of. All they got's a number. That only makes sense to me if they're trying to get the biggest number. I'll give you an example. Mazda's got a 2, they got a 3, They got a 5, they got a 6. Oldsmobile had an 88 and a 98. Chrysler's got a 200 and a 300. Mazda had a 323. Ford had a 500. Mazda had a 626 and a 929. Pontiac had a 1000. Audi had a 3000, 4000, 5000. Pontiac had a 6000. Saab had a 9000. Nissan just said, fuck it, now they make an Infiniti. Top that. Chrysler Mitsubishi's little nuts. They got a Vision, an Eclipse, and a Mirage. A Vision, which is really something to look at. An Eclipse, that's something you shouldn't look at. Mirage, something you're not even really looking at. Is that your car? I think so, but I've been fooled before. I don't know, I'm not sure. They have cars named for the heart of the big city, all the way on out to the sticks. For the inner city, Metro. A little further out, Suburban. Further out still, Town Car. One that can't decide, town and country. Further out, they got the Villager. Beyond that, they got the Forester. Beyond the Forest, they got the Frontier. Beyond the Frontier, the Yukon, the Denali, the Tundra, and the Outback. And way the fuck out there, Mercury and Saturn. Plymouth made a Reliant. They call it that because it made you reliant on public transportation. By God, and I had one. That was a scrappy shit. Can the cars do what their names sound like they can do? And if they can, I guess they can do a lot of different things. Get one that does what you need doing. If you're going someplace and there are no roads, get a Pathfinder or a Trailblazer. If nobody's ever been there before, you'll need a Discovery or an Explorer. If you're a little bit lonely, get yourself an Escort. Or maybe an Amigo or a Sidekick. You know, shop around. Frequently abducted by aliens, get your ass a probe. Otherwise, they use their own, and you don't need that in your life. Oh, stuff you wish you. What do you want to be? You want to be a mariner? Get a mariner. You want to be an aviator? Get an aviator. You want to be a mountaineer? Get a mountaineer. You want to be a douchebag? Get a Corvette, like all the rest of them. Come on, give it a shot. I pissed off at least 3 people in the room with that one. I know that right now. Get the car based on the kind of trip you want to take. You want to take a short trip, get a Sprint. A little longer trip, a Journey. A hopeful trip, get a Quest. A long, hard trip, an Expedition or an Excursion. And if you want to stay away for years and years, get an Odyssey. Or get the car based on how you're feeling. You know what I'm saying? Your mood at the time. If you want to be daring, get a Venture or an Intrepid. If you want to be a gentleman, get a Gallant. If you want to go overseas, pick up a Passport. If you can't concentrate, get a Focus! Shut up, I got a Focus over here. If you got a large, protruding navel, get an Audi. If you like to stay in shape, get a Fit. If you've sort of let it slide, get an Avalanche. If you get lost a lot, get a Compass. If you're a woman who likes younger men, get a Cougar. If you got a score to settle, get an Avenger. If your batteries are low, pick up a Charger. And if you're in a horrible marriage, for God's sakes, get an Escape. Thank you. Thank you. And fellas, if you're in a great marriage, I hope you get a Hummer. So that's the way it is. All kinds of things we do and say that I can't figure out. Here's one, think about this. Butt and booty mean the same thing. And to call someone and to dial someone means the same thing. However, butt dial and booty call do not mean the same thing. A friend of mine's mom called him accidentally. She said, "Oh, son, I didn't mean to do that. I just gave you a booty call." "No, you didn't, Mom. No, you didn't. You got to understand. That was not, don't tell anybody that you gave me a booty call. Please understand. We got to work on your pop culture here." Stuff I wish I understood. That's all it is. Stuff that you wish you could just scratch your dumb little head. And if you knew of me at all before tonight, it's probably for stuff that you maybe seen on TV, maybe heard it on a radio. Where a lot of times I talk about men and women. My wife's name is Sarah, and she's about halfway famous. A lot of people say, "Oh, I just love the stuff that you do to him and stuff." My wife's Sarah. saved my ass. I love her to death. She loves jewelry. And I should have known that she would love jewelry when I met this woman, because her name is Sarah, with an H at the end. There's only two ways to spell Sarah, with an H at the end or without, and this is the important part. They're both pronounced exactly the same. They're both Sarah, but my wife's name has an H at the end, which should have been a clue. She's accustomed to having things she does not really need. And I think if you want to talk about men and women, you have to start off with which one is it harder to be. And guys, you're going to be pissed off. Strap in. It ain't us. It is so much harder. If you are born a woman, it is so much harder. You have a harder road to hoe just to get through life, and we got to at least admit that. And I didn't know anything about this. I had no sisters. I had no idea how difficult it was to be a woman until I got to sex ed class in junior high school, and that was the first time they explained to us, wide-eyed here, the reproductive process. And I went, and they said that this is what happens to them here at 13 and 14, and I was fucking horrified. Oh my God, you are shitting me. What happens? What happens? And for how long? And then what happens? And they got to get ready. And what does this happen like every 2 years? Every year? Every month? Are you fucking shitting me? Jesus Christ. That's what that aisle in a supermarket is for? I know there's no men's aisle, but I've seen that women's aisle, and there's a ton of shit in there. Holy cow, this is managing the most complicated machine on earth, and this is their job. And they have to, what about a girl? What about if a girl at 13 doesn't want to take part in the reproductive process? She knows that she does not want to have children. Can she get a waiver or anything? Can she? No, one to a customer, a mandatory, automatic, gonna happen. Shit. And you makes them cranky? No shit, it makes them cranky. It'd make me cranky if I knew that was gonna happen to me. I don't blame them for being cranky. And then they tell us about pregnancy, and that sounded like no fun. They tell us, of course, how the woman gets pregnant, but then also what it's going to be like. There's going to be 9 months of misery. So for most women, throwing up and sleeplessness and getting kicked and just wishing it would come here, and then take another year after that just to get to feel like you're normal again. That's 2 years of your life, and amazingly, some women do it again. Unbelievable. And that's 2 kids and 4 years that are just shit over here. And then 3 years and 6 kids and 4 kids and 8 years, for crying out loud, that they do that. How do they possibly? And then they said delivery goes like this. You're going to take a 6 or an 8 or a 10-pound thing, and you're going to just push it right out there, and it's going to break some shit on the way. It's probably going to break some shit. It does happen. Some women get permanently changed by childbirth, and never for the better, ever better, never better, always for the worse. There has never been a woman that said, you know, I used to be a mess, but that delivery room just snapped everything right back in place. It was wonderful. It was just a great experience. I am a new woman. I cannot wait to do this again. And all those years of your life, those weeks, those months, those years of your life that you're over here, and they're not fun. These are not fun. These are not in the fun category. And then there's menopause, where it's a different kind of a pain and a discomfort, and can't sleep, and it's hot, and it's cold. And the only good thing about menopause is it's over very quickly, 6 to 12 years. You hardly even notice it. You hardly even can tell when it happens. And yes, women live 5 years longer, but that's not compensation. That's not enough. That is not enough. I mean, when you add up all the shit that they have to live through, when you add it all up, all those weeks and months and years, let's be honest, a woman has to live 90 years to get 50 good ones. Come on, be honest. All right, now that's what women have to put up with. Let's be fair. On the male side over here, the hard things that we have to deal with are, you're right, fucking nothing. Not a thing, not a blessed thing. Not a blessed thing. Every day is just the same as before. Every day, just continuous. No ups and downs, none of this bullshit. Just the sameness every little day. And that, if I was a woman, I'm gonna be honest, that would piss me off. It would piss me off a lot. I can see walking past my husband, he's just sitting there in his easy chair, and he's just having his fat, happy, every day's the same life. And I would just walk by and I would snap and just slap the shit out of him. What the fucking, what the fuck are you doing? What the hell's going on here? What are you mad about? Nothing, it's just you son of a bitch. Exhausting thinking about it, talking about it. And, oh, man. And I feel sorry for women here, too. First sexual experience. First sexual experience. Very different for a man than a woman. Woman's first sexual experience is almost always awful. Awful. Usually painful, almost never satisfying. Right? Her friends have to counsel her, put their arms around her. It'll be okay. Next time will be better. It'll be better. You'll get used to it. You'll learn to relax. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. It'll be a little better next time and a little better the time after that. And who knows, someday maybe even you'll like it. A man's first sexual experience is the greatest goddamn thing that ever happened to him. He's on cloud nine. He doesn't, but his friends don't have to go, I know it probably hurts a little bit. No. Bullshit, I can't wait to do it again. Where is she? And she's over there going, get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away, you lousy piece of shit. I'll let you know if I ever want to try that again. Oh. And we don't understand each other. Men and women, we cannot live in each other's bodies, so we can't understand what it's like to be the other one entirely. We can try, but it's not going to happen. I mean, I don't understand what it would be to be a woman, and women had a hard time understanding what it would be to be a man. Women have no physical limitations when it comes to making love. Men have a physical limitation. We cannot make love. We can make love. We have to be up here to make love. Now I can't. Now I can. And most men don't have problems with this, but if you do, we got medicine that'll take you from here to here, by God. And we say, all right, now I'm ready to go. But women don't have to be ready, have to get ready to go. A woman could theoretically make love 24/7. If they had enough partners, they could make love around the clock. 24/7. That's what men don't understand. They could make love all the time, they choose not to. Men cannot make love all the time, but we would kill for the opportunity. But men can't make love all the time. We can make love for a little while, maybe even a good little while, but eventually, it's over. And we have to go over here for a little while. And we have to rest. I'm sorry, sweetheart, I need a little time for myself over here. I need a little alone time. I'm not half the man I used to be, if you know what I'm saying. I've lost all the air out of my tires, it seems, and I just got to be over here for a little while. And I hope you weren't disappointed, but that's all I got for right now. I got to just be here for a little while. And if the gift returns, you'll be the first to know. I'll let you know. I'll come right over there. But for right now, I need to be alone. And then maybe the gift returns. Maybe the gift returns and we are a god again and we can make love again and then, okay, it's over. Then I gotta go back over here and I gotta rest for a while. Women try to understand that. That is the cycle of sex for men. Sex a while, rest a while. Sex again, rest some more. Sex, rest, rest. I think nature made it that way so that occasionally the trash would get taken out and the grass would get cut. If men were like this all the time, no shit would ever get done, you know that. We'd just be walking around going, hey lady, over here, what do you say, what do you say, what do you say? No, chores is what we do with downtime, if you know what I'm saying. You see your neighbor taking out the trash. Hi, Bill, no boner? No, not today, not right now. Not at this particular minute. And I gotta be honest, I'm not expecting one today. So I think I'll paint the house.
we men don't understand about you women, even the things that are on television, the things that we should understand. We don't understand 18-hour bras. Where did that come from? That is so confusing. An 18-hour bra, and we don't know what happens if you wear an 18-hour bra for 19 hours. Oh, shit, that must be awful. You better keep a stopwatch on that thing and not exceed the time limit on that. And we don't know why you women want bras that lift and separate. Is that important? Tangled titties a big problem for anybody? Keeping them apart a big challenge? Are there a lot of women out there going, look what happened, look what happened, look at that, look what happened there. I just washed these boobies and I cannot do shit with them. I swear to God, I would give my left one to know which one is my left one. I swear I am going to get a filing system. And thong bikinis, we don't understand that. We approve, but we don't understand. Thong bikinis. Women will spend $300 or $400 for a half an ounce of fabric. Half an ounce. That's a lot of money. And I don't understand it because when I was a kid, that was a wedgie and they were free. They cost no money whatsoever. I don't even think you're legally dressed if you have to pry your butt cheeks apart to prove it to someone. How's that work, right? Naked, I'm not naked. Look all the way up in there. Look in there. Look all the way. Look all the way. I can feel it. Bullshit, naked. It's right in here. It's in the shadowy part, so look really good. It's fluorescent. Use a black light if you have to, but it's right in here. My word, I am offended. Do you think I'd leave the house with my ass hole exposed to the public? I always cover up my hole before I go outside. My butt cheeks are one thing, but that's my hole, and it's sacred. I always cover over the hole. That's how I know I'm decent. I just don't think that's dress. If that was dress, you could do that much with a cork. Let's go to the beach. What do you say? Hey. Oh, yeah, my new suit. Thanks for asking. It's right in the middle there. That's the Gallo collection. Ernest and Julio coming right at you there. You like that there? Yeah, what do you say? A couple of nicotine patches, cork, Dixie cup. Let's go swimming. Come on, let's have a good time. Oh, shit. You guys are great. Here's another big difference between men and women is in the apology gifts that we get for our spouses when we need to apologize. Everybody needs to apologize once in a while. And when a man screws up and needs to apologize to his wife, we have a tradition. What is it that men traditionally buy as an apology gift? Flowers. Okay, flowers. And most people say flowers. If it's flowers, tell me, what kind of flowers? Roses. You all did that on the first take. We didn't practice that. You just learned it separately in your lives, and you came here, and on the first go, roses. We're not idiots. You get the roses, you go to the store, you get the roses, you go home, you say, shit, I'm sorry. That's why there's over 30,000 flower shops in America. 3 reasons: weddings, funerals, and shit, I'm sorry. On the other hand, when a woman wishes to apologize to her husband, traditionally, what does she buy for him? You feel the confusion? Nice. There is no tradition. Apparently women don't mess up often enough for there to be a tradition. To have a tradition, something has to happen a lot. Men screw up all the time. We've developed roses. That's our tradition. The average woman only messes up 4 times in her whole life. It's in the bylaws. I've seen it. Look it up. But I heard with some women are looking at me just kind of crazy, and they're going, oh, you are so stupid. We don't buy them anything. When we want to apologize, you know what we do. That's incredible. Every man stop for a minute. Just stop for a minute and think about the very idea. Think about that concept of sex as an apology. All we want to know, ladies, is how did you get there and when can we men ever hope to catch up? When could we men hope for a day when we might come to you and say, sweetheart, I just feel so bad about what I did. And all I want is your forgiveness. So if there's no other way, hump me now. Come on, honey, hump me. Come on, do it. Come on. Oh, hump it out of me. Make me sorry, honey. Make me sorry I was a bad, bad boy. Don't hold your breath, fellas. That day's never coming. That day will never, ever, ever come. You women are guilty of some bad stuff too. Trying to be a little bit fair. You women are, I've heard a lot of women lump all men together. Men are just scum, they're just dogs. Men are dogs, men are just dogs. They will just sleep with anything that moves. That is unfair, it doesn't have to move. Stuff I wish I understood. I talked a little bit about my wife Sarah, and she did such an amazing thing. We were, I once had, it's hard to talk about, but many, many, many years ago, I once had a regular job in the real world, and some people are never satisfied, so I found myself hanging out in dingy comedy clubs with dingy characters, and I guess fate threw me just barely enough encouragement that I finally knew what I wanted to do when I grew up. There was just one problem. I was already grown up. So my beautiful wife found herself looking into the eyes of a middle-aged man and said, sweetheart, this is nuts, this is crazy, I'm too old, I'm bald, I'm not photogenic, I'm not telegenic. Nobody will probably ever build a sitcom around me, and I will probably never be famous, but I love only you more than the sound of a really hot audience enjoying themselves and having a good laugh, and if possible, I would like to throw all of the security out the window and join the circus. And this beautiful woman looked at me and she said, do it, we'll make it work. I will stay by her side forever, because I'm sure you agree it would just be too cruel to leave a woman that stupid. No, not a stupid woman. This is a resourceful woman. This is a woman who took a beautiful, huge, his and her walk-in closet and converted it to a her. She is really, really something special. And so she gave me permission, and I entered this crazy world, and I said to myself, you're really gonna have to work hard, because this is a young person's game. By the time you get to be, I said to myself, by the time you get to be 45, all this work is going to dry up, and you're going to have to figure out what to do with the rest of your life. But so work your ass off until you get to 45, and see if you can make it to there, you'll be a lucky man. And I got to 45, and I felt myself so fortunate because I was still busy, I was still working. And then I thought, oh, wow, okay, I dodged a bullet, but surely 50. And then 50 came and went, and I was still busy, and I was so grateful for that. And then, okay, the next 55. If you can make 55, that would be so. And that came and went, and the ultimate goal became 60. 60. If I can do one gig beyond the age of 60, I will truly be the luckiest comedian in America. And that's why I'm just personally thrilled to be able to tell you tonight that I finally did a gig beyond the age of 60. Did a gig beyond the age of 60, 11 years ago. 71? I know, how the fuck did that happen? I recently got carded. You go to some of those places where they card everybody, you know, you have to show it. And I was nice to the lady. I said, I would like you to know that I am old enough for 3 people to drink, with an 8-year-old designated driver left over. I'm going to wrap up and get out of here. You guys have been sent straight from heaven. Before I go, though, to the women, hold out a little hope for us men. I think we mature some as we get older. Not a lot, but a little bit. I think as we men get older, our attitude about women changes. Much the same as our attitude about cars changes as we get older. Well, if you think about it, both with cars and with women, when a man's young, he wants one sleek and sexy and high performance. And when he gets older, he just wants one that's not going to give him a bunch of fucking trouble. The older you are, the funnier that is. But I got to tell you that right now. And I want to make up to my Corvette-owning friends in the room, because I defend a man 65 years old who goes out and buys a Corvette. I do. The guy goes does that. People always say nasty, catty things. Oh, look at that. It's a midlife crisis. That's second childhood. I defend the guy. Come on, give him a break. He wanted one all his life. He wanted one when he was young, but they're very expensive. So what did he do? He did the only thing most average guys could do. Saved his money and finally paid for it one glorious day when he could afford it. And that same guy, a week later, he'll be driving the Corvette around town. Passenger seat, got a beautiful 28-year-old blonde girlfriend. And people say, oh, it's getting bad now. No, he wanted one all his life. Wanted one when he was young, but they're very expensive. Saved his money, finally got one when he could pay for it. That's the way that works. Last thought, a little tip to the women. Recently, my wife and I, we were out, we came home, and we saw that there's a little tip, the dog had thrown up in the middle of the floor. And we have a system where we alternate, and it was her turn. And I looked at her and I said, enjoy yourself. And this resourceful woman looked at me with love, and she said, I'll give you $50 if you do it. Ladies, that is more romantic to a man than anything I can possibly tell you. A little pocket money, a little spending cash, it goes a long way. I recommend this system. Think about it. Please think about it. And gentlemen, I'll caution you one other thing. Sometimes you can go by what your wife says. Other times you will need to read the signs. Recently I was in my kitchen, and Sarah came up behind me, and she grabbed me by the seat of the pants. And I thought, that's got to be a good thing. Turned out she was just drying her hands. Now, I didn't care. I got a stiffy anyway. You know? Come on, you grab my ass, so I don't have time to ask your motivation. So there I was in a state of excitement. And I said, sweetheart, we got us a situation. We got us something cooking here. Something maybe you'd like to help me with. And she looked at me with love and she said, I'll give you $50 if you do it. Nothing like getting paid for something you were going to do anyway, right? I love you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it.
Rick Savings, ladies and gentlemen.